Welcome back to Unwieldingly Fast.
Yeah, super speedy, super sonic, and doing other things we're not quite comfortable with, like
chickens.
Picking up new new things to tinker with, because we certainly, in this house, we have this thing where we have too many finished projects that we've started,
Oh yeah.
We've
can't have enough finished projects.
Yeah, I don't want to finish any more projects, so I started another one. We've got to buy that DDR machine, which means we need to clear out the living room for it, which means to clear out the garage space, set up my hangout station in the garage for me to smoke certain vaporous things that people don't like the smell of inside. This is going to be trivially easy. And yeah, buy my DDR machine, get it moved in. We've got to redo the bed. Like, we need to set up a bed frame that we have for our master bed. Like, we have a wooden frame that we got from a relative. It was free fitty.
Free fitty?
Yeah, we need to put that together. Do we get to keep these 71 rings into the next level? No, it sets us back to 0.
No, we're going into space, John.
Oh, space?
Yeah,
wow, space.
The final frontier.
When did Tails get the rockets on this, by the way? I don't remember that. Were they on it from the beginning? Were they on in the previous level?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Anyway.
I think.
Why don't we just turn supersonic and fly there?
Because you're not assumed to have supersonic.
Anyway, so the thing I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So yeah, we've got all these things going on. I got a dryer to fix. I'm going back to work at some point.
Eventually.
I've heard rumblings yet again. It's going to happen eventually. I've heard good news of basically my long-term career is as secure as it gets, so that's cool. Basically, the employer is being cool about everything. Other than I think our vacation is reset back down to 2 weeks because, the seniority amount of timer is reset, but your seniority when calculating, this is where it sucks. Just the instant death. But the seniority as far as shift bidding and stuff is going to be preserved, which I'm excited about, especially because I was one of the ones that got lost in the net. They're hiring 15,000 employees back. Those razors on the back are instant kill.
Well, yes, John, but it's like, it's been forever since I've done this boss, and I'm trying to remember, like I said, how I used to have like a PB on this.
Oh.
And I'm trying to remember the strat, and I could
you had a strat. You had a quick kill strat. I see. Okay, so yeah, we've got all of this going on. We've always got half a dozen cosplays we want to do. We've got games we would like to make and start making design documents for. John needs to learn to program if he wants to, if he ever wants to pick that up as a hobby / alternate career path. There's always something. And then I impulse bought less than a week ago a 3D printer. So it's just one more thing to set up in the garage and get going and doing.
Why does that have to be in the garage?
Well, I mean, we can't set it in the backyard. It's windy back there. That's gonna mess with it.
No, I mean, why can't we set it up indoors? Is it like?
I suppose we could, but I imagine it's gonna make slag. It's gonna leave plastic slag places, and I would also guess that it's gonna damn this metal Sonic.
He's so metal.
I get the impression we're gonna want it to be in the garage. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we can put it on the front entrance table. We don't have a good spot for it to be, that's for sure, but we could always come up with one. I don't know. But yeah, today I went on a little shopping spree, bought all our little accessories. Nice. Are you just still trying to speedrun this to show off?
A little.
Okay.
I think I used to have him. I can't remember how many hits you have to get in on him. I think it's still 8. Because I remember having killed by either the 24-second mark or the 14-second mark, and it's
wow.
Don't mind me. I'm just trying to entertain myself while you go through this because this is the last level.
I mean, that's basically the end of it. I bought a bunch of little tools. I bought a new soldering iron and heat gun station so that we can
try to fix all those controllers.
Well, that and a friend of ours, a friend of Kate's really, but a good acquaintance of ours gave me a rundown, a shopping list of stuff to buy along with it, because I just saw it on sale. It was a Shell Shocker on Newegg. It's a $240 3D printer that was on sale for, originally, its original MSRP was about, I think, $300, but, its current MSRP, for sale by the manufacturer right now for $240. It was on Newegg. Wow, nice. See, I've never even gotten this far, ever. I've never beaten Metal Sonic. So I never in my own got. Oh no, I did beat Metal Sonic because I would get to this boss, but I could never beat him. So what was I saying? Oh, damn. And then it doesn't start you back here, correct? It starts you back in Metal Sonic. Yeah. Okay. Well, so we're gonna bang our head on this probably for the rest of the episode. We'll see.
Yeah, it's not gonna be too bad. It's just I couldn't remember damn it the timing of when you can start to hit the egg bot.
Yeah. Oh, and I remember as a kid, the most frustrating thing is you'd get here with your 2 continues left, and you'd still just die enough immediately. You were still like, oh, and then you're back at the beginning of the game, and you'd never get past. You know, you might beat Metal Sonic, but you wouldn't beat Eggman at the end, or as we called him, Dr. Robotnik.
There we go.
Nice.
Showing off.
Nice. Popping off. Peter Popoff.
Pop off.
Yeah, he was a preacher. That was the preacher that the Amazing Randy caught with a radio receiver.
I don't recall.
You don't know what? Okay, first, what was the thing I was just talking about before? Put in a pin in
Damn
that. Because you just died again anyway, so it's fine.
Peter Popoff.
Before that, what were we talking about?
3D printers.
The 3D printer. Oh, I think we were basically done. Yeah. I got my tools, got a soldering station, got a bunch of cool gadgets. Oh, the big thing with the soldering iron was we needed a heat gun anyway, and I'm like, well, let's just spend a little extra and buy a heat gun soldering iron station so we can do all of our fun little projects, and we don't have to borrow ones. And now I have a good soldering iron with tinning solution that comes with it that I'm never going to use up, so... You know, the only thing preventing me from being as good at soldering as when I worked professionally as a solderer is I don't work professionally soldering anymore, so I don't have that, you know, day-to-day skill built up. It's so hard to tell where and when you can hit that form.
There's just a small frame where you can hit him.
But Peter Popoff. Okay, so Peter Popoff was one of these, one of those really awful, scammy faith healers. Back in the it was 80s or 90s. You've probably seen videos of this.
I think I know what you're talking about now.
So you know who James Randi is, the Amazing Randy? He was a magician that kind of got super famous going on television shows and exposing
probably one of those things
scam artists.
I know who you're talking about,
like,
but
there's
I
a really
him
famous one where he did the takedown of Uri Geller like on national TV and just showed that he was a complete fraud. Uri Geller was the first guy that said he could bend spoons with his mind. Which is a fun trick, by the way, that you can teach yourself to do. The trick part of it, you're not actually bending spoons with your mind. You're tricking yourself into applying lots of force with your muscles and heating up the soft metals of the spoon and not realizing that you're pushing a lot harder than you think you are. That's what you're really doing. But anyway, I complete tangent there. Hey, maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. Or is this going to be today? Is this the finale?
This should be finale if I can stop fucking it up.
Okay. So yeah, Peter Popoff would do this thing where he'd just have he'd have spies in the audience, asking people, hey, what's wrong with you today? Because obviously if you're going to his mega church to get, where he heals people, there's a good chance you're there to be healed. So he'd find people there to get healed, and he'd ask them, his spies would ask, what you here to get healed for? And then... they'd collect this data, they'd find out their names and what was wrong with them, and his wife would be on a radio and he'd have an earpiece. So he'd say, what's that, God? Barbara Smith from Kentucky is here and she's got a bad leg? Well, the Lord is going to heal that leg. Come up here, Barbara. And, he'd come. And meanwhile, like, on the takedown video, you see this. You can find this on YouTube. It's super easy to find. You see, and you should watch this if you haven't seen it. You see James Randi over there with a radio and a camera, like, listening. Can you hear me, Peter? It's his wife's voice. Well, I sure hope you can, or we're in a lot of trouble. And he's like, this is Agnes Jones. She's got liver cancer. And then you hear him, and he slices together with him saying, like, your liver cancer is healed. And, this poor woman doesn't seek treatment and dies of liver cancer 6 months later. Because that's what the real harm of faith healers and psychic mediums is. It's not just the money they scam you out of, it's the treatment that they trick you into not taking. Seeking, yeah. All right, well, Amarith, do you think we could squeeze one more episode out of this, or is this it?
Well, I mean, it's literally get past the robotic and done. Like
This is the final boss. There's nothing after this.
There's nothing after this.
All right. Well, we're gonna be right back as soon as you can beat the final boss. Then how about that?
Sure.
At least your approach does it quick. Gets through, gets through Metal Sonic quick. All right. I guess I'm gonna go to your recommended Google articles.
Damn, did it. I did my fast fucking Metal Sonic.
Alright, we'll include your fast Metal Sonic real quick, just so you can show off.
Because I beat him at the 13.5 second mark. Because I got the 4th hit on the right.
Finally!
Okay,
oh my gosh! That was, what, 40 minutes of attempts?
I don't think it was 40, it was like
It was
20 or so.
I don't know, you can make a note if you want to.
Each attempt was like 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, it was like 100 attempts, it felt like. I mean, it was 15.
Like
there were 15 continues, and then we had to reset our continues.
Because the cheat that was for unlimited continues wasn't really
not actually unlimited. I don't think I've ever actually seen the ending of this game. We were saying in the between, while you were grinding against that that was the worst part of this game. That was a worse design decision to make that boss that impossibly hard than any design decision.
Not even one ring.
Yeah, that is the worst design decision in the first 3 Sonic games. Because I beat Sonic 3 as a kid. I beat Sonic 1 as a kid. Those games are both worse than this game, other than this final boss. Like, in my opinion, Sonic 2 is really, really good.
Yeah.
Bald eagles are coming to wish us goodbye, and then we're gonna spray all the mosquitoes with the. We're gonna spray the mosquitoes with the DDT, and then the birds are gonna eat the mosquitoes, and then their eggshells are gonna get soft, and they're gonna almost go extinct, and then it's gonna be a big deal, and then Sonic 2 is over in the end. Next time on the branch.
Next time on the branch.
Something. Oh wait, no credits.
Regular credits.
It's not next time on the branch yet. See, Amarith, we could have grinded for another 5 minutes an episode.
I don't know about that.
Made it 10 episodes.
No.
Was this?
So see, now I don't have to space out the title card to have a 10.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. It's kept its single digits.
Yeah.
Good for you. All right, and I can tell the story. Have I told the story on the branch that my dad and my first stepmom? So I guess that would be my dad's second wife, because he's on my, he's married 3 times. Was really into alien abduction stuff, psychic phenomena stuff. My stepmother actually taught classes on how to do what's called remote viewing, which is the whole I can see stuff on the other side of the world. And it's really interesting how much of this is you tricking yourself, because it's a lot of it's confirmation bias. The remote viewing is all confirmation bias. Oh, I saw this, and you're just looking for what you were correct about it.
Right.
And that's all it is 100%. And I mean, one of my uncles, my dad's literal brother, still writes books about his time in the army, how he used to do this stuff. And the only reason this existed in the army was to waste Soviet money. It was one of those projects they said, hey, we're doing this, and they were just trying to bleed the Soviets dry, trying to get them to do their own version of that program.
And or to make them try to spy into our version of the program and waste money on that.
Oh, yeah, waste their own spies on a useless program. Yeah, lots of that sort of thing. But, we used to go to these things called, every now and then I would actually end up, oh no, my battery remaining, I gotta drag to unlock Amarith.
Uh-oh.
Did it, hang on, I gotta go drag to unlock, because it's extremely dim credits.
But you were telling me the story not necessarily on the branch, but I remember you talking about this topic before, to me, and it's just one of those really fucking silly things that it's like, yeah, I remember used to believing kind of this crap when I was in younger high school.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I totally bought into it. It makes you think you're special. It makes you, it's the same thing that plays into the conspiracy theorist part of your brain.
Yeah.
I'm in on part of something special that most of humanity is not.
I know something that not everyone else knows.
Yeah. I totally thought less about the alien abductions, much more about the psychic phenomenon. Because yeah, the bending spoon things. You would get a group of people together and they would tell you what you were doing. You know, they'd say, okay, and you would just do this ritual where you say, okay, rub the spoon. Think about bending the spoon. Think about concentrating all of your mental energy. Now shout, bend at it. And suddenly it seems to just bend in your hands when what's really happening is you're putting enough force on it and not feeling it. And that was what I was trying to get at with that little description there. And hey, look at that. I talked right through the credits. And
there's also Prelude to Knuckles right there.
Yeah, the Knuckles that we
The Knucks.
Oh, huh. Was that in the original game? Did they hint that Knuckles was going to be in the future?
I don't know.
I'd have to see the original credits from the original game. Nope, that's it. No. Oh, you can. Oh,
Nope,
they're back. All right, cool. All right.
Next time, the ranch.
Yeah. What are we playing? Oh, more something else.
More something else.